Hey there folks, Ash here with another Power Ranger Beast Morphers Season 2 episode review, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Season 2 Episode 8, Boxed In. And before I start the review, I'll definitely talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, when this episode was announced, it was originally called Episode 21, but stuff happened, episodes got switched around and stuff like that. So now this is Episode 8 instead of Episode 21. Probably in the production name or the episode production title-wise, this is still Episode 21, but in airing order, this is Episode 8, and I'll probably be calling it Episode 8 in the title and in the caption and stuff like that, so we'll make things less confusing on people, because I don't want to make things more confusing than they already are. So for now, this is Episode 8, and I'll be calling it Episode 8, so hopefully that clears a lot of things up to get all the confusion out of the way. Anyways, on with the review. So when this episode was first revealed and we got the synopsis for the episode, there was something called the Pan Global Games. Now, if you don't know what the Pan Global Games are, that's what Kimberly left the show for, left the team for, the tryout for. It's basically what she entered in. I'm guessing the Pan Global Games is the Olympics in the Power Rangers universe, and that's what everyone competes in. But it's a nice little Mighty Morphin Easter egg that they slipped in there, because I know a lot of people were thinking that maybe Kimberly would get a name drop or something like that in the episode, but it's a cute little Mighty Morphin Power Ranger reference in the episode. It'd be cool if we saw Kimberly or something like that in the episode, or maybe just a poster of her or something like that, or saying how she's a famous athlete now and she'll be competing. That would be a nice little tease where you hear her name but you never see her, but we don't get any of that unfortunately. But it's just a nice little name drop of the Pan Global Games in the episode. There's also another really nice little Easter egg in this episode when the Rangers are fighting the giant Robotron and the Tronics in the main city hall or the city plaza. You see a Levi Weston poster where it says Levi Weston performing tonight, which I get the feeling he's not performing tonight. Well, he is in the Power Rangers universe, but that was probably a prop left over from Ninja Steel that they decided to use. But again, that's a nice, cute little Easter egg that they've got in the show, because it's probably got fans scratching their heads going, is Levi going to show up in Beast Morphers? Well, probably not on screen, but he's performing on that night, which would make it a crazy day in the universe of Power Rangers with the Pan Global Games and Levi Weston in one day. Well, maybe someone forgot to take down the poster, who knows, but either way, it's a nice little Easter egg where you see that prop with Levi Weston performing in the town tonight. Nice little Easter egg. It's like blink and you miss it, but I'll definitely have a quick little screenshot on the screen showing it in case you guys missed it. Also, this is being marketed as the very first sports special episode of Power Rangers, so I get the feeling that this episode was most likely meant to celebrate the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo, but due to everything going on in the world with how crazy it is right now, they decided to air it early because the Olympics got pushed back a year because the world's a bit crazy right now. So, gut feeling that this is why this episode is airing early and not when it's supposed to air, because of, like I said, how crazy things are in the world. So, like I said earlier, maybe the Pan Global Games are the Olympics in the Power Ranger universe, because I don't think you're legally allowed to say Olympics, well, the real Olympics. I don't know what the broadcast standards are, but I think that's why they have to call it the Pan Global Games due to marketing and broadcast reasons and stuff like that. If you know what I'm talking about. I probably sound like I'm making a mess of myself right now, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. So let's talk about the episode. The episode starts off with the Rangers wanting to watch the Pan Global Games, but their Ranger duties are stopping them from watching it, which is a bit weird because, hey, they can do their Ranger duties and maybe watch it online or something, watch it on online demand or streaming service or stuff like that, but they probably want to see it live so they can get a fresh take of seeing it up close and in person and stuff like that. But the Rangers have to guard all the Morphex towers that are placed around the city and all over the world and stuff like that. So they've got to protect them, which I think Dawson brought this up in his review. Why can't Grid Battle Force hire people just to guard them themselves? And if like Tronics or a Giga Drone show up, why can't they just call the Rangers and be like, yo, there's like some weird robot guy hanging out here. Can you send the Rangers down? And they can be like, right on it. And I don't get why they can do that, like hire a security guard to just guard the tower from normal people, and then if a monster shows up, or Tronics, just call the Rangers or something like that. I mean, not that hard to hire security to protect a tower, and if something weird shows up, speed dial Grid Battle Force and they get them to send in the Rangers. I guess it's too hard for them. Whatever. But yeah, the Rangers want to watch the Pan Global Games. Ravi's like, we got Ranger duties to do, so let's all draw straws or pick our names out of a bucket, that old thing, and whoever gets the names has to go fight the bad guys. So Ravi and Steel stay back and watch the games while Nate, Zoe, and Devon go deal with the monster. They get beaten really easily because they use a giant dumbbell or arm weight thingy. I don't know my gym equipment. Look at me. So they get in trouble and they have to get saved. So after that, they're trying to fight the monsters because there's all these Giga Drones, because that's what the bad guys are doing. They're sending all these Giga Drones to wear out the Rangers and make them run all over the place, which is a pretty good plan, I will admit that. That's a pretty good plan that the bad guys have in store for the Rangers, where they're just running all over the place, unable to do anything. So the Rangers go to save the day, but Devon gets trapped in this boxing arena and he's in the red cheetah Zord, so he's fighting off the monster while the others have to think of a plan to save him. And what they do is they get the Beast X King Zord and they combined it with the other parts of the Megazord to make the Beast X King Ultra Zord, I believe his name is. So we've got a brand new Megazord formation and it looks alright. I mean, the design's pretty cool. I mean, this episode where they debut the new Megazord fight, it's got a lot of wacky Sentai footage because the giant monster has a boxing motif, so it's very flashy with how he shows off and stuff like that. Like, if this was a normal Megazord fight, like, where the Megazord wasn't doing anything too wacky Sentai, it would make sense. It would not make sense. It'd be easy to follow, but because this villain's very flashy, it does act a bit distracting with everything it's doing. But either way, the new Megazord formation looks really cool. I'm still wondering when we're going to see a reveal of the Beast X King Zord in toy form, but I guess with, like I said, everything going on in the world, toys can wait and stuff like that, but I'm fine with that. But I am still very curious how Hasbro is going to handle this in toy form once we get around to it. And that's my review of Power Ranger Beast Morphers Season 2, Episode 8, Boxed In. Overall, it's a pretty fun episode. I know it's a sports special, it was pretty wacky, pretty goofy. I mean, the Sentai footage they had to use for this episode was kind of zany, especially the Megazord fighting in a boxing ring. That was kind of weird, but hey, it's Go Busted Sentai and Sentai overall, so it's gonna get pretty wacky and crazy overall, like I said, but fun episode. I enjoyed it for what it is. I mean, it's a fun standalone episode because they're calling it the sports special, much like how we get the Christmas and the Halloween special. This is another special that we were getting for Power Ranger Beast Morphers, so I wonder if we will get those other holiday-themed episodes later throughout the year. I guess we'll find out eventually. If there's one thing that disappointed me with this episode, it was the lack of Skruzzle, because he was nowhere to be seen in this episode, because when Skruzzle isn't on screen, other characters in the cyber dimension or the crystal dimension should be asking, where is Skruzzle? Because it's kind of sad that we didn't see him at all in this episode. Like, who knows what he was doing? He was probably off doing Skruzzle things, doing his thing like he always does. But yeah, I guess they didn't want to use him in this episode, which is kind of sad because Skruzzle is up there with one of my favorite henchmen or villains in Beast Morphers. But oh well, maybe he'll show up next week. Guess we'll find out. And that's pretty much the end of the episode / review. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and don't forget to leave a comment. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, take care, and thanks for watching. Bye!